Ladies and gentlemen, it has come to my attention that Delete Law's Chili De Castro is selling some unusual things on his website, and I thought that maybe we could check them out and sort of review it together. We have things like certificates of authenticity, or demands for return of property plus certificate of delivery, and then FOIA requests and public information requests. Okay, all of that is available for free on the internet, but you do you, boo. $25 is a lot of money for something that you can do in 5 minutes for free. But let's go over this for a second.
Spread the word. You can get your public information requests now and your demand for your return of property from deletelaws.com. We put them out for a donation.
Well, if you want to donate money to him, okay, just don't think you're buying a service that you can't just do for free very easily, very quickly. Let's keep going.
If you can get a public information request from a paralegal for $25 from your state, then go ahead and do it.
Comparing your service to that of a paralegal is not a good idea and may violate some laws in certain states. I don't know yet. We're looking into that. You should not need to go to a paralegal for a records request. Ever.
I have on my website where you can get a demand for return of property or certificate of authenticity for your state.
But what does that mean? If we look at the website, it doesn't explain. Let me show you. Certificate of authenticity. And they can be 25, 50, 100, or custom. Can I do custom as 0? Oh, no, I can't. There's a minimum price of 25. Okay. But there's no description. It's just, here are some categories. And then it goes into other things you might want to buy. I have no idea what that is. Not a clue. Delete Laws. You're not. Are you blocked to my channel? I don't think you're blocked to my channel. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what this means. What is this? Market it better, please. I might want to buy one. I might even buy a public records quest about you and have you fill it out, because apparently that's what you're doing. You're not just selling the form. No. You're selling the service of filling it out. Again, might get you in some trouble. Tempted to buy it and have you fill it out about yourself. But don't know if I want to do that yet. $25. A little rich for my blood.
I have on my website where you can get your demand for your return of property, but it has to be different than it is done in Illinois, and it has to be different than it is in California.
Let's see how it would be done in Illinois. Bear with me for a second. Just sorry, get that out of the way. Illinois return of property form. Ha. Ah, yes, replevin. That's a thing Chili knows about, because this was the whole deal with his cell phone when it was seized as evidence. He's trying to get it back. Replevin, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe this is why he's doing this, because he's like, I had to go through the form, and now I can protect all of you from the horrors of doing it wrong, because my God, did he do it wrong. He doesn't know what he's doing. I would not recommend buying any legal thing from him. Presumably it is incorrect. Based on everything else he's put out about this sort of stuff, I would not trust it. But let's not get distracted. So let's review this complaint for replevin and damages. Comes now plaintiff blank. All right. Well, you know who you are, probably better than Chili does. So, I mean, it seems like it would make sense for you to fill that out, not him, without an attorney, and for his/her complaint for replevin and damages. Now, without an attorney, obviously, if you had an attorney, they'd be doing this for you. So it makes sense that it's without an attorney, right? Just to clarify. The plaintiff, blank, is a resident of blank county. You probably know this information better than Chili does, so you can probably just fill that out. The personal property listed in this complaint is located at the following address. Wow. I bet you know that address better than Chili does, so you just fill that out. Because if you buy this, he's probably going to be asking all these questions, right? He's going to be asking the same questions that this form is asking. So why not just do it on the form? The defendant is a resident of blank county. You probably know your own county in Illinois, right? The plaintiff has total rights to the personal property listed in this complaint because, and you say, because I purchased it on this date and I never gave it away to anybody. I don't know, whatever the reason is. You know the reason. Chili doesn't. Put the reason there. The plaintiff requested that the defendant return the property to him or herself more than once on or around the following dates. And then you put the dates down. You're like, hey, I told them to give it back. They borrowed my lawnmower and never gave it back. I want it back on these dates. Super easy. But you know those dates. Does Chili know those dates? Kind of doubt it. Let's keep going. And then it has a list of stuff, the total value of the property. You have a bunch of other stuff that you probably have answers to. It's all listed there. It's not complicated. It's all there. You just sort of fill in the blanks. I don't know why you'd pay $25 for someone to do this for you when you are the one that presumably has all this information. It's very spelled out. Illinois makes this very easy.
And it has to be different than it is in California.
Oh, all right. Let's check California too. I'm sorry, that's so embarrassing. Let's get rid of that. Return of property request. Oh, we have petition declaration order for the return of property. Wow, it's a form that you yourself could fill out. Let's take a closer look. All right, Superior Court of California, County of Orange Justice Center, and then you just click which one that you're filing this through, if you are in fact filing this in that area. Petition declaration order for return of property, non-firearm or firearm. 50-50 chance. I'm going to guess you're going to get it right. Does your thing go pew pew and shoot bullets? Then probably click firearm. If not, if, for example, it's a cellular device in police custody, because it's been seized as evidence, you click non-firearm. Next, I am the defendant, arrestee, victim, other. Easy choices. You probably know which one it is. Better than delete laws does. In the above entitled action, hereby petition the court for return of the following property. And then you describe the property. If I was like, oh yes, handcuff key, silver in color, metallic in construction, Smith Wesson engraved on either side, ta-da! That's a very easy description. That's pretty clear. Cool. Property described as a firearm. We don't need to click this because this isn't a firearm. Cool. The property is in the custody of name of agency. And I say, who has it? Is it the police? Boom. What police department? I list that police department. Very, very simple. Declaration on page 2 of the petition. Offers information supporting my request. I respectfully request the court issue the return of property as described above. Declaring perjury. You put the date. Very simple. You type your name, something you should know, better than chili, and then you sign it. And then you have a declaration support a petition for return of property. And it's all so simple. You can say, property was seized under warrant issued by the court. Prosecuting agency refused to file criminal charges. Property is not considered contraband. I don't know. You click the box that describes the thing. Not complicated. And then you can put additional information for the court's consideration. And then you type or print your name, and then you sign it. 5 minutes this would take. Is that worth $25 to you? I don't think so. Why would you pay $25 to have someone fill this out not as well as you could because they don't have that information? If I bought this, and I'm not going to yet, does it put in a place where I can give my contact information so that delete laws can actually reach out to me and find all this stuff out? He cannot fill this out unless he knows what the property is. He can't do that. So if there's not a form somewhere on his website, once you click, I want to spend $25 for this person who has no idea what they're doing and has proven it multiple times to do this for me, is there then a place to give that information? I don't know, because I'm not going to give him my money. Just a thought, something that you maybe, if you're thinking about purchasing, should question or consider. Once that transaction goes through, is there a place for you to communicate with him? Don't know. Chili, comment section is open. Let me know, please. I'm very, very curious. This is your chance to redeem yourself. But then he goes on about public information requests. And it's going to be more of the same, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't want to watch that, it's pretty much just what I just did, but for a different form. Let me know now, but we're going to go over it.
The public information request for Ohio is not the same public information request in Florida. Did you know that?
Let's see what the difference is, shall we? Gonna dox myself there. So let's start with California. We have the Office of the Attorney General website. It's Rob Bonta, apparently, is the Attorney General. In case you didn't know. I didn't know, but now you know. And it's an online request form. You don't even need to buy anything. You just do it online. Let's see what you have to do. Your first name. You probably know your first name better than Chili does. Middle name, last name, email address. Confirm that email address. Super important. Your phone number, your address, your city, your state, your zip code. And then you describe what you want. So, for example, between 2000 and 2002, comma, good grammar, Jose Maria de Castro and he's given that name multiple times on his channel, so it's not doxing, was No Knock Raided. Court documents suggest it was for the manufacture / distribution of GHB. He was not convicted. He went through a deferment program, which in the state of California means that you agree that you're not going to plead not guilty. And then for a certain amount of time, you have to behave yourself. It's kind of like a guilty plea, but then it just like goes away. Let me rephrase that. It's like admitting you did it. And then if you don't do anything dumb for, I don't know, a year, everyone just forgets that you said you did it. But we didn't forget, Chili. Oh, we didn't forget. But not technically a conviction. He was never convicted for it. Just so you know. But if I wanted more information, this is what I do. I am requesting all police records regarding a Jose Maria de Castro within 100 miles of Hollywood between 2000 and 2002. All right, so between 2000 and 2002, Jose Maria de Castro was no-knock raided. Court documents suggest it was for the manufacture / distribution of GHB. I'm requesting all police records regarding Jose Maria de Castro within 100 miles of Hollywood between 2000 and 2002. Maybe they will fulfill it. Maybe they'll say, we can't actually do it. We need more information. I might give them his birth date, which he has said. We have records of that. It's public knowledge. It's on public documents. There's a lot more I could add to this, and I would add to this. And this is not what I would actually submit. It would be much more specific because I have a lot more specific information. But I've done requests that are super vague and broad. I've requested information on certain people that's just like, hey, what do you have? Send me what you got. And sometimes they'll be like, well, we have this, 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 this. Do you want to be more specific or do you want everything? And then they'll say, all right, we have this information. It will cost this much as a processing fee. Are you willing to pay it? How would you like to pay it? Sometimes it will be expensive, sometimes really not so much. And if it's really expensive and it's for something super important, you can request to have those fees waived under certain conditions. It's a whole thing. It's really how much does it cost to process this request and get all this information and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. If I wanted this information faster, and I didn't want to go through the Office of Attorney General because that might take a little bit, and I thought, what police department actually handled this incident? I would go to their website and say, I want to file a request. Sometimes they'll have online forms on the website. Sometimes they will have an email. Just, hey, send us an email. And the email can just be like, hey, I'm requesting this. In Florida, he brings up Florida. It's literally that easy. You just send an email and saying, can I have this? Florida, I'm going to explain something to you. Tangent. The reason we have Florida Man isn't because people are crazier in Florida. It's because it's so incredibly easy to get information in Florida. Requesting anything in Florida is, wow, so easy. The fact that he even used that, he being, of course, Chili, in his, the forms are different in each state. And he used Florida? Florida doesn't even need a form. You just go, hey, what's up, my man? Hey, are you working the desk tonight? Yeah, I'm submitting an official request. Oh, 5 minutes? Great. Can't wait to read it then. Okay, it's not that simple, but it's so easy. I requested public information in California, in Ohio, in Florida. It is easy. I just send an email. That's it. I just go, hello, department. I'm requesting this. I'm willing to pay a fee. There are forms online. There are things online for the emails. You can just look up public rights request email. And it will say, all right, in this state, we put pursuant to this, pursuant to that. This is what I'm willing to pay. And it's this long, very official email. And it's not necessary, but it's helpful. It reduces some of the back and forth you might have. Paying $25 for this when it's free. I get it. It's for donations to support the channel. But just say, donate to channel. Donate. Just have that button. Doing this for the form is just kind of stupid and feels like a scam. Right? You, Chili, you are being accused, partially by me, of running scams. So maybe stop doing things that appear to be scams. Have you considered that? Anyway, let's get back to this form. Oh, look at this. I want to submit a Public Records Act request, PRA. Do you accept them here? Answer, all Public Records Act requests can be submitted by mail or via email. Like I said, you can just email, and the email's right there. There's the email. What? Oh my goodness. All of these questions are answered. Does not take a genius to figure this out. And I want to show you an example of what you can put in an email to California. This is just an example, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, but nfoic.org suggests doing it this way. Your name, street address, zip code, etc., date, name of custodian of records, the title, company name, street address, city, zip code, etc. Dear custodian of records. And then, of course, you put the name of the custodian of records, which you can find. For example, if you want to find the custodian of records for the Sheriff Department of Los Angeles County, check this out. Let me just get this out of the way. Bad news, I didn't find it. So just say, dear custodian of records. They're not going to be upset about it. Maybe they will be, but it doesn't really matter. Next, you say, under California Public Records Act, etc. You just copy this, you paste it. Where there are these lines, you put information. So if there are any fees for searching or copying these records, please inform me the cost will exceed blank. And then, I don't know, put in 25 because that's what you would have spent on chili stuff anyway. However, I would also like to request a waiver of all fees in that the disclosure of the requested information is in the public interest and will contribute significantly to the public's understanding of blank. Wow. So simple. And then the California Public Records Act requires a response within 10 business days. Beep, bop, boop, boop, boop. That does not mean they will get it to you within 10 business days. They have to acknowledge this within 10 business days. That's it. You can put that in your email. You don't even have to put that in your email. You can just say, I want this stuff. And then they'll respond. It's that simple. I do this all the time. It is that simple. Same goes for Ohio. Same goes for Florida. In fact, if we look at Florida, we have on flgov.com, submit a public records request. You go here. You click this button. Huh, that's so crazy. You give your first name. You give your last name. Your company organization name. So if you're news media, you might put that down. And then your email, your phone, your address, the city, state, zip code. You probably know all those things better than Chili does. I know I've said it before, but it's worth saying again. Look at that. You can optionally enter the start and end dates for the records being requested. Oh, it's so convenient. And then you just provide as much detail as possible about the records being requested. And then you can provide search terms. So if I'm looking for GHB, for example, I type in search term GHB. Or I might say no knock raid. Or I might say warrant. Or I might say a variety of things. I might say a lot. But it's that simple. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. And then you say, do you wish this request to be anonymous? Yes or no? And then, I'm not a robot. And then you submit the request. So simple. Or, again, just like in California, what you can do is go to the exact department that you're looking for this information from and say, excuse me, between this date and this date, I would like information on this thing. And then they'll respond to you and go, okay, give us a moment. We will find that for you. Or they might ask clarifying questions. And then you just have a delightful little conversation with them until you get what you want. Until everything's figured out and all the questions are answered and all the whatevers are ironed out of the hiccups of the thing that you're trying to do. It's very simple. And I'm sure I've made it way more convoluted than it has to be. But this isn't complicated stuff. So the fact that he's selling this is just absurd. There might be other things he talks about in his stream. Give me a second to look.
You can't make a public information request in Arizona unless you have the sunshine laws listed and the case precedent listed.
Yeah, I didn't have to do that when I asked for information in Arizona. So let me check that real quick. Check this out. I'm going to teach you how to do this. If we just go over to Google here, let's get rid of that. Public record request. There's the word. All right, doa.az.gov. Oh, look, we have a public records request form. So crazy. You put in your name, your email. You can put in a phone number, but you don't have to. And then you have your request type, and then the dates of the record, and then you describe it. The names on record if you have them. Ooh, a commercial request. It's going to be a no for me, dog. And then you can do attachments if you have them. If there are relevant attachments, you're like, I have a thing. This is from it. I don't know. I mean, there are a variety of things that you could attach that would be relevant. You could do it there. And then you have a CAPTCHA. And then you put in the code to make sure you're not a robot. And then you hit submit. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't see anywhere that requires you to put anything that Chili said it was required. Was the sunshine laws and the relevant case law? Not on this form. Well, it's so crazy. Oh my goodness. It's almost like maybe he's lying to you. That's so crazy. It's almost like I've called him out on that for a while now, and still people aren't realizing that he's lying to you. I think Chili did a quick Google, found that email example, because there are a lot of email examples like the one that I showed you for different states, and said, oh, you have to put that in there. You don't. It just might be useful in case they're like, I don't know. And you're like, well, actually, pursuant to this law. And they go, you got us there. On the off chance that it happens, sure, you could do that. As far as I know, not a requirement. And if it is a requirement, you just get rid of it by filling out the online form. Is there anything else you have for us, Chili?
So Creative Renewal said, what is it for? I'm confused. Well, let's say that you're an activist and your phone gets snatched out of your hand and you need a demand for return of property form.
That's what happened to him in Ohio. And folks, it didn't work. He failed to do it properly. And we're just going to trust him to do it right now? Maybe he learned from his mistake, but the fact that he couldn't get it right the first time, and the fact that probably nothing has changed since then, should tell you that, consider not buying this from him, considering it's available online, and as we've already established, super easy to fill out yourself. Really, the issue is figuring out who to send it to, but I don't think Chili does that for you, so crazy, I know. You'd still have to do that, I presume, if you paid for his service. So, what are you getting out of this?
Oklahoma. Well, then where are you going to get the demand for return of property form for Oklahoma?
The internet. Check this out. I mean, just there's got to be like a virus on my computer or something. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping. Sorry, I can't type and sing at the same time. Return of property form? Oh, wow. The very first link. Oh, it's oaklaw.org. If we look at it, what did it say? Oh, there's a link. Let's go check it out. Yep. What? Instructions to request the return of property? Well, let's look. Look at all these instructions. It tells you exactly what to do. You didn't even have to pay money. I did this for free. This wasn't $25. All it cost was about a minute of my time. Basically, go to the clerk, request the form. You're going to have to go there anyway. Fill it out, hand it back to them. You can do that in the same trip. You say, can I have the form? Cool. Boom! You already had to go there. Wow. One last check. What does Chili have for us?
So what I did with my partner, Bobby Law, we created
Bobby Law, by the way, another guy who has no idea what he's doing.
The public information request, the demand for return of property, the certificate of delivery, the certificate of authenticity.
Creating legal documents is probably the unauthorized practice of something. And I think this Bobby Law character might be some sort of paralegal, but not in every state he's not, as far as I know. So I have some concerns about this. I will be talking to an attorney about this and figuring out if this is wrong. I will not make a statement on it yet. But if something comes up in the future, I will talk about it, yes.
And a Federal Freedom of Information Act forms that are available on my website.
Freedom of Information Act is just like the same thing as the public records request, but for federal documents. It's very, very simple. I have requested those before. Is again, just send an email or there's an online form. Very, very simple. You do not need to pay $25 to get something that who knows if it's even correct or will work or will do anything special for you.
Now, I have them on there for a donation for $25 or more. But if you can get your public information request, Melanie, do you know where to get it? Because apparently you can't get it online.
We've just proven that to be incorrect. You can get it online. A lot of this stuff is online forms. You submit it through a website. It's super easy. Or you just send an email. Come on, guy. I can't look at any more of this. It's hurting my brain. It's so dumb. It's hurting my brain. It might be leaking out. Might need to get myself some headphones as well. Whoo! Yeah, he big dumb. That's what I'm trying to say. He big dumb. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me in this romp through the weirdness that is Chili's website. And I'll talk to you guys later. So until the next time, be good, stay safe.